Assalamualaikum and very good morning. A very good afternoon. I think it's afternoon. Today we continue with the thermodynamic class. I hope this might be 1 hour lecture or 3 hour lecture. If this, I try to complete this lecture thermodynamic before we have exam next week on 3rd of December. So we continue another thermodynamic process. So I have to draw some table here. So we can have so the process, and then I need to do uh, work done. So this one I think I'm done. Maybe it's well done, and then go. So keep going. Maybe in or out. So we continue this. Then we can have also delta U internal delta U, which is internal energy, internal energy or change in internal energy. Okay, so this one. Then we have a process we call the isochoric process, where the isochoric process delta V, I mean the volume is zero, I mean the change. Then the temperature is increasing and the pressure is increasing. Then you can have the Q can be calculated by Q is equal to N CV, because V is 0, delta T. This one we already have discussed previously. And then P normally can be in Kelvin, but then if using delta T, you can be either Celsius or Kelvin, because and you know that is a P1 over T1. This one when we have the same volume, and then P2 over P2 4, and then we have delta U, the chain of internality is equal to Q minus W, but then the work done here actually is equal to 0. Delta volume is doesn't change. We have delta U is equal to Q. This is called isochoric process. So then if we have another process, we can continue another without the table here. So here, so, so we have also another one. We call that isobaric process, where pressure is the same, so they have no change. So it's fixed. That P is fixed. So this one P is fixed. And then we can calculate the W by equation P delta V, where the change of volume, and then all we can call W is equal to N delta T that we have done previously. So, and then we can also calculate the Q based on the formula N P delta T because the pressure is constant. Or we can also, and then here we can know that the temperature increasing and the volume also increasing. Then we know that delta U is a Q minus W. Then we can have delta U based on the formula and V delta T. And we know that V1, this was discussed previously, over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. Okay, this is called isobaric process. And go further, our table here. Oh, maybe we can see that. Uh, okay, still okay. Go further table here. Then another one is isothermal. Isothermal, where when isothermal delta T is equal to 0 or T is fixed. You have discussed this one previously. Then we know that when T is fixed or work is just same of a Q, and we can also time the work is equal to N R T ln V final divided by V initial. This one is when F also we can also Q is equal to W or Q is equal to N R T ln of P 0 over P P P final final. Okay, and then delta U is equal to 0. We know delta U is equal to 0 because no change of temperature, so pressure is increasing, volume is decreasing, and when the volume is increasing, pressure will be decreasing. Same thing also we can using the formula previously, B1 is equal to P2 B2. I think that's all. So then this last part, call this one another process, we call this one adiabatic adiabatic process, where Q is equal to 0, CV is equal to 3 over 2R, and then we can calculate W is equal to minus N delta T, and Q is 0, which are the basic process, and delta U is minus W, and then or we can calculate delta U by equal to NCV delta T. Okay, so we already know that the chain of internal energy delta U is Q minus W. We know that this is internal energy. Internal energy is heat. Heat on here. Maybe I can change the color a little bit. This one heat. So this is work. So the Q is plus the positive. mean that they go in. So it mean go inside. Inside. If Q is negative, I mean they go out. Negative. So this one inside, go inside, go inside, go into, maybe go into. You can go this one, go into the system. This one go out from the system. SYS. Okay, system. So then the work, if positive, actually done by the system, and the work, if negative, work done on the system itself. So they have two things. The system do the work positive. The something done the work onto the system is negative. So here, if we have the U, if Q positive, U become, maybe I can put the green color here. So then U increasing. But then when Q is negative, what happen? U is decreasing. In this case, when word is positive, because word is positive here, then U is decreasing. Delta U is decreasing. But then when word is negative here, U will be increasing because of this the UQ on the W. So let's have the some question. So go to the question. So we can have some question here. Okay, now copy, paste here. So here actually mentioned that maybe you can little bit increasing the font. So calculate the change in internal energy. So it's mention the change of internal energy. So it should be delta U. A, the system absorbs 300 joule of heat and perform 500 joule of work. The system absorbs 2,707 joule of energy and the surrounding of perform 300 joule on the system. 400 joule is done on the system and the system lost 200 energy. So first, actually, if we have example, we have the A system. A. So we have the system, maybe like a box here. So we can put the system here. And then say the absorb. So they have, maybe I can put this color. Absorb mean go inside. So 300 joule. And then perform 500 joule. So it's perform 500 joule. So it's something like in perform. The perform is something like doing something during the work 500 joule. So I can put maybe here 500 joule. Okay. And then so we can calculate delta U. So 300 joule absorb should be positive. Q minus W, so positive 300. And then 500 joules again. 500 joules should be positive, so it's something like positive 500 joule, so it's become minus 200 joule. So perform, I mean here actually perform done by positive, because here if you can see here, I mean if you can, oh sorry, you can see here done by the system is positive, so it's positive here, and then we can show that positive go into the system and absorb out from the system is negative, so here's a positive. Let's see the B question. So B question, let me go to the B question. The system absorb to, okay, we have another system also. So still again the system absorb 750 joules. So again this is the Q, I mean this is Q, the Q is 7,200 joules, and then this is the absorption energy, and the surrounding perform 300 joules. So I mean that the work actually here surrounding, so it should be performed to the system, so it should be minus 300 joule. So here we can calculate the delta U. Okay, maybe we can calculate delta U minus W, and our Q is 7 joule, because positive here is go inside. Is go inside, and then this one is minus. Now is minus 300 joule, because it's crowding perform. So it become 1,200 joule. So is because of, okay, the C question, 400 volt is done on the system and the system lost 240 energy. So now the lost energy, I mean Q actually go out, so we can have another system. So part C, we have another system also. Now the Q is go out, so it should be negative, and then the lost 225 joules, 225 joules, and then we know that the here that this work is done on the system, on the system is negative, so it should be here work done on the system, so it should be negative also, and then it's negative 400 joule, negative 400 joule. So you calculate delta U is Q minus W. So Q is now is minus 225 minus W minus 400, something like 400 minus 225. Yes, this value is 175 joule. Okay, so now we are clear about the positive and negative, how that the work done is positive or the joule is negative and internal. Okay, now we go to some classification of the system. Uh, if we have something like we call that open system, which means that when the open system, it should be something like we have the system like this, so you can have the heat can go in and out, so can go and out, and then you can have the gas, you can have something like gas, maybe we can have gas auto can go also in and out. So this is gas, this is called open system. When we mentioned that about closed system, it's something like we have the system, closed system. There will be, if we have the oxygen now, we cannot go, they cannot go inside because it's already closed. You cannot go inside. But then, however, heat can also go. It can be also transfer. Heat can be overflow. But then we can have also the formula is delta U Q minus W. This is called closed system. The only thing the gas doesn't change, but then heat can be transferred. Another last case actually is if we have call it isolated system, something like the isolated system. Call this one isolated system, where the heats cannot go in or out, it cannot go. The gas also cannot go here, cannot go here. The chain of internal energy is zero. Q is zero. Work is also zero. This is isolated system. So they have no heat flow in or out. They have no chain of internal energy. It's called isolated. Okay, let's go to the second question. I have tried to give as much as a few questions for you. Maybe you can go through question 2 and 3 again. Maybe two first, then we go to the three. Again, prepare for your exam. Okay, we have here, and then maybe a bit more bigger. Okay, so mention here how much energy would require to compress monoatomic ideal gas at a pressure of 2.5 10 of Pascal from initial volume of 0.0 meter cube to a final volume of 0.0. What is the change in the internal energy? Obviously, if this so down, we have a delta V change. We have the delta V some value. We got the change of volume here, and we have also pressure. So we can apply that. We can have the so first of all, we have to know that what is a monoatomic gas. Monoatomic, monoatomic, atomics. Monoatomic means that the gas monoatomic gas. So it's something like the gas that has content. For example, we have the helium, argon, or neon. This is monoatomic. We can also have the diatomic gas. Diatomic gas is something like we can have something like O2, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. So this is diatomic gas. Or we can also have many. We can call it polyatomic. Or if three is triatomic, so polyatomic gas or something like. We have something like silicon oxide, carbon dioxide. That's all I think. Okay. How much energy is required to compress monoatomic gas? So now actually we have gone through the process of work done, positive and negative. Another one then another term that we need to know about work done, the omega W. Actually, if positive when expand, the work done is positive and expand. But the work done is negative when it's compressed. So here is compressed. So the work done, the energy work required to compress actually the negative work. So for example, let's assume that let's assume we have this something like this area. Maybe we can put like this. Maybe we can. area, so that we have, okay, and then we have the something that we can compress until they have it. Initially maybe it's in this position, maybe you can put this one, this position, and then we have apply the force toward this one. Maybe you can, and then the force actually move this one into this distance, so it's something like they have a little bit change, so they have some change of delta d here, maybe delta d, so which the force apply here, compress, so the gas is inside here. For example, we have the gas inside here, it's compressed, so the gas inside here is compressed. We can apply the formula work done is equal work equal to F delta T, which is formula and this one. Or we can also extend this formula because we know that P, pressure, is the force over area. And then we can also, we can put the F is equal to PA. We can put the W work actually is equal to PA. Okay, okay. And then the FPA delta D. But A is the area, delta D is the volume. Actually, it can, delta D is the diameter. So we can say that we have a volume, something like we have this volume. The area, this area, time, can get V is equal to A time delta D, or delta V can be A time delta D. So this is the area, and then time the delta D, you get the full volume here. It's full volume. So we can say that A time delta D is equal to delta V. So we can put the P work is actually P delta V. This is actually another formula that can be used. Because we know that, so we can know that the delta V actually length time width time the height or distance. If we have this one just now, so we have length and width, and then this position delta T is can be or height. So we can have the formula. So if we have PV diagram, we have the PV diagram. We have the PV diagram, so P pressure and also the V is the volume. So magnitude can also can put the Pascal here, unit of Pascal. If you have the system, for example, you can put another color here, maybe system A. to the P, so the system A to the P. So the work done, maybe the system start from, maybe you can have system go to from here. So the pressure actually initially is zero, is run compress 0.015, and then after that has been compressed to pressure, and then to the 0.01, so it can be 0.01. So the work actually is equal to area under the graph, under the graph, which actually this one, work actually this one. Okay, okay, this one. So this is work versus area under the curve. And then we know that this the pressure is maintained consistent at 2.5 10 of power of 5 Pascal. So if we apply work, actually pressure time delta V. Delta V here is the volume here, the change of the volume. We actually directly with this formula. So it's something like work is the area under graph, this whole area. See that here. So if you using the formula or also graph, here we have 2.5 times 10 of power of minus power of 5 Pascal, and then our volume is, because Pascal we're using meters, to 0.01 minus 0.015 meter cube. Okay, and then we get the value is about, we have to know that actually 1 Pascal dot 1 meter cube, 1 Pascal times 1 is actually equal to 1 joule. So 1 ATM dot over 1 liter, maybe it's not nice here, we can put the 1 liter is equal to 1 or 1 times 3 joule. ATM times the liter is, but the Pascal times the meter cube is 1 joule. And we have to know that also 1 ATM equal to 1.013 times 10 of power 3 Pascal, or 1013 Pascal, or 1 meter cube is equal to 1000. So, so work done now is equal to minus this one, we get something like minus 13250. So this minus actually because of the compress. We already told, discussed just now. The work done when it's compressed is become minus. So, and then, and what the question is, the follow of the what is the change in energy efficiency? Release 300 so the release is value Q also negative 350 joule because it's released here the case is released so we can have now can put back all these things so our W is minus 1250 and it Q also is minus 350 joule because this is so we have the system here for example so the Q is go out minus 1 power 350 joule and then the work done surrounding here is equal to water compress so something like minus 1250 that one we calculate just now so then we can use delta U is Q minus W so our Q is minus 350 joule and then we have minus 10 is 150 joule so what we get is about 900 joule so this is change of energy okay so far so good time so we have gone through the now we already have go through all this question too this is actually the maybe question two and then this one is question one for the hour yes this one okay so we go to another third question okay I go to as much as possible question maybe 20 question discuss with you for 3 hours so that we can familiar with the final exam and also the midterm exam I know end term exam so this one can become system okay so we can have this question number 3 for today okay so how much would that get or how would that get gas perform at a constant pressure so delta P is equal to 0 of 8 atm the pressure is become P is equal to 844 atm and as it expand from volume okay volume is expand so expand so work done is positive so expand from 2 liter to 4.5 liter so we can using the same question W is equal to P delta V we know that the work done P so 8.4 atm so atm correct with the thermal liter so we can just maintain the volume in liter 4.5 minus 2.0 liter so we come to uh 18 m dot liter if you want to change to joule so we have to convert 121.8 m dot liter per 1 time with the 101 joule go to 1 per item so we can calculate this one and then we get the joules is 127 so what how much work so this has much work So how much work we already done that. Okay. So, this one. Okay, we go to the next question. Number 4. So then. Okay. So this is question number 4, I think. Okay. Now 4.5 mole of ideal gas is at constant pressure. So that P is 0, constant pressure. From so the temperature change from the heat change from 30 to 50 degree. Calculate the work performed by this gas. Draw the PV diagram. So the work actually can be done by pushing the pressure constant. So we can also using the N R delta T. Oh, so we know that work actually from V the volume. Putting this into this equation, let me put in this one. So P delta V, okay, is equal to N R delta T. So we can have okay, maybe yeah we can directly using this formula P delta V NRT, or we can also this one is work. And then we need to have the work. So we already have this formula, so we can just work is equal to N is the mole. So this one is moles. And so moles. R is constant. Delta T is the mole is 4.5. R is using the so we have okay using the joule per kilo. Yeah, using 8.341.345 3145 145. Ini actually joule per mole Kelvin. So then we have another one is the temperature change. So inside the Kelvin, so it's something like of 273 plus 273 plus. So we get there about 150. So 150 minus 30, so about 20. So the calculate then we get to 4,000, 4,490. So draw a PV diagram process. So we can draw the PV diagram process. So we have the pressure, and volume here, and then So we have the volume 1 and the volume 2. So then we can have some point, the color. So initially we have V1, V2. Our pressure is between P0, or we can put P0, P0. System change from 30 degree to 60 degree. System change from 30 degree. So this one, yes, 250. Okay, because we know that one temperature change, volume also change. Temperature increase, volume also increase. So that's why the temperature decrease. If volume one is volume two is 50. So we don't have. So we can have also. Let's question number 5. Pressure. Okay, let's question number 5. So we want to pick a size. Okay, we have. Sorry, too much. Okay, never mind. So the pressure of the gas source is this one question number. What question number 5? Okay. A pressure of gas inside a rigid 2.4 liter cylinder. So let's decrease. Oh, sorry. 2 for 1 liter cylinder decrease. That our cylinder is square. So the volume is 2.4 liter. We're given the rigid volume. So delta V is 0. So it's not 2.4 liter. The rigid volume. The volume will not increase. And then the pressure is changed from P1 4.8 atm, P2 from 3 atm. So we know the formula is P1 over T1 is equal to P2 over T2. And we can calculate we have how much work done was done by our by or on the gas. So uh, didn't mention here. Maybe we can put T is 300 Kelvin because it's mentioned here. And then how much work done? So the pressure change from 4 to 8. So what happened? The delta P changed, but then delta U is 0. So if you have the PV diagram, We have something like from initially 4.8 drop down here, 4, and then go down to 3.4 atm. So something like a process of drop down already. So the pressure will drop down. So in the case of A and but then the volume is maintained 2.4 liter. What is work? Work become zero, but the volume will change. Zero, so work is equal to zero. So work done on the gas is zero. That's all. Okay, next question. Here we will stop at 1 hour. One after 1 hour class. So we go to question number 6. How we can okay. So we have to maybe more. Why do you change? Okay. How much energy is required to increase the temperature of 7 mole of each of the following gases? So the gases have 7 moles, so we have the N 7. Okay. Question number question number or is we can have the requires for 7 mole each of the following gases by 50. So delta T you can get the delta T. Okay. So helium equals the volume of 50.8. Okay. So helium is given by us. Helium is if you use a molar mass or helium CV equal to A. So this is question number A. So CV is equal to 12.4 joule per mole. Okay, it's very important. We can also have the CV over to R. So we can have this equal to over to 8.3. So we can calculate this one. It's the same thing, I think. Yeah, we get about 12.4 joy. So we got 12. It's almost same. It's almost same. The question A just now we need to answer the QR. A is constant volume. How much energy? So you need to find the Q. Q it can be calculated by N C delta T. So given by N and CV is volume measure didn't change. So put this volume. So N is 7 mole. 7 mole. Our CV is 12.4. We already calculated now. 12.4. Yes. And delta t. Just about 50 k delta t. So we get the formula. Okay, so what is it? So we get 40, 40 watts, 40, 40, 40. Okay, that one question A. We can go to question. Argon and constant pressure of nitrogen. So see the same argon, the constant pressure. That's a P plus one. So follow is and delta T, but then and is 7, 12.7. Don't know. That's 12.7. Fine. Okay. Get 5 over 12. So then we can calculate the T is what? 50. Sorry. We can calculate the value of so what the value is. Get what? 7 to 5 1. Okay. I think we can also calculate the C constant volume, then D is constant pressure. Okay, make this one so your how much energy is required. So constant volume, so we can energy change, but then volume zero. So in C, when the delta V is zero, so also zero. Minus zero. So then we know that delta V is equal to then calculate C and then also then. So this one C and D you can do for your homework. homework. So try to answer the C question and D question for your homework. So that one, this one have to send and submit to me on week 3 December. Okay? Okay, together we share another other question. Okay, that's all today. Okay, see you tomorrow.